Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you are all well. You amazing, amazing people, you. Well, apologies. I'm going to start with an apology. Yes, me and Luke, officially the Chuckle Brothers. What an absolute mess up yesterday, the live. Don't worry, though. It will be going ahead, should I say, on Sunday. Yes. Couldn't arrange a piss up in a brewery. But yes, we'll be going ahead over on Luke's channel, Break the Ice on Sunday, 10 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Greenwich, and bigger, better, badder, bolder, brilliant. So be there. But anyway, we've got some meat and potatoes to talk about this morning. And I will be talking about something in the Idaho 4 case later, not now, because we've got something else to talk about, and that is the Michael Vaughan case. I haven't spoken on the Michael Vaughan case for some time. I have a massive array of Michael Vaughan videos, but I've currently had to privatize them purely because the utter torrent of abuse that anybody seemingly got into when they addressed certain elements of the Michael Vaughan case. But ultimately, some of us were very, very frustrated about certain things surrounding Michael Vaughan's disappearance. Michael Vaughan was a young boy who went missing around the same time as Summer Wells. So he's been missing a good time, a long time now. And there's been kind of a lot of frustration because it just would appear that, again, it's Idaho, so you know how people feel about Idaho, but the little boy went missing. He went missing, vanished off the face of the fucking planet, and many, many questions sort of rose after that. There's people who have pointed the finger, including myself. I've pointed the finger at the family itself because I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated when children seemingly suffer for the failings of their families and loved ones. It happens, and I know accidents can happen, and children can be little buggers and they can escape, but that didn't, in my opinion, that didn't really explain the Michael Vaughan situation. Michael Vaughan seemingly, again, only in my opinion, his disappearance could have been avoided. And, you know, maybe there was other lessons to be learned, and maybe the family could have advocated more for the risks involved in perhaps not paying 100% attention to your children 100% of the time. Some people have other things to say, and who knows. But look, what am I getting at? Recently, over the last few days, now one of the people who have been sort of a hot topic, a hot potato, if you like, in the Michael Vaughan case, has been on the platform, and that is Stacey Wondra. Now, who is Stacey Wondra? I hear you say, some of you will say anyway. Stacey Wondra isn't a female at all, despite the name Stacey. He is the partner of a female who had been arrested in the Michael Vaughan case for, well, it seemed to be she was arrested for failing to report a death. As what you saw towards, I think it was the latter part of last year, might have even been the early part of last year, time kind of merges all into one. But this family's house had been dug up. They'd dug up the garden. They'd dug up various areas. They'd gone through this area. And it seemed to conclude that Michael Vaughan had sadly lost his life. He'd lost his life. Something had happened. He'd lost his life. And somewhere along that timeline had appeared in this house and potentially been buried. Stacey Wondra, or sorry, not Stacey, his partner would go on, I think her name's Sarah, we'll get to that in a second. She would go on to seemingly report this. She would be the one, I can only imagine, that she has reported it and said that this is what happened, this little boy is died, and we've got him here. The garden, everything has been dug up. So dug up all the garden, dug up everywhere, fuck all found, nothing found. And this has kind of spiraled then into other people being involved, a big old story of, I'm not gonna go into a massive amount of detail because those of you who have been following the Michael Vaughan case will know, and there is a lot of videos, like I say, in abundance on here. But this is what I want to address, because Stacey Wondra was kind of portrayed earlier and previously as someone who was perhaps quite slow, quite not, you know, not really a good person, or not really a very smart person. And certain people including myself. From what I'd seen, he didn't look like the sort of person I'd want to go down a pub with. Do you know what I mean? And I still don't get me wrong. But he's appeared on Crime Lies and Lines, or Crime Lies and Lives and stuff. So let me have a look. I'll show you what I mean. So this is Crime Lines and Lies channel. So he's been on this channel. So if you haven't seen it, or if you know about the Michael Vaughan case, do head over there and have a look. I do think that this is getting borderline onto exploitation of Stacey at the moment, because he's now been on there, I think, 4 times in succession. And as this has gone on, the feelings towards him has declined. And I think what's happening is he is struggling because the same questions keep going up. You keep getting asked the same thing. And I know, or I think I know what the channel's trying to do, and maybe it's rightly so, who knows. But they're trying to form enough video evidence to then ask the same questions to see if there is a disparity between the answers. And some people are already starting to pick up on this, and he is becoming increasingly frustrated. So what initially was a situation where Stacey would come across as someone he shocked people. He seemed quite intelligent. He was able to string a sentence together, which seemingly is all that you have to do to be classed as intelligent on this platform. But look, he came across a lot better than what he'd previously been portrayed to be. So he comes onto the platform and he's asked a load of questions, but I'm not going to take away anything what this channel has done, because if you are interested in listening to what he's saying, then you should go over and watch yourself. So that's Crime Lines and Lies, and watch the interaction on the channel. But like I say, he is, as time has progressed, you'll see here, hey, Stacey, you might want to hire a new lawyer. You're going down with the rest of your gang. You're not innocent if you're an accessory. So, a lot of things have been thrown, sort of mud throwing, and things are being said. The story is starting to fall apart on there. And again, you would think that if things are completely honest, then the story would completely remain the same all the way through. But look, like I say, go check it out, Crime Lions and Lies, and go and see what you think. At the end of the day, Michael Vaughan has been missing for some time, and it's kind of ground to a halt. Like, if we go back here, this is one of the last news articles, which was when Sarah Wondra was arrested. It says woman arrested in connection with death of Idaho boy. Michael Vaughan posted TikToks of his missing poster. They're saying an Idaho woman who was arrested in connection with the death of missing 5-year-old boy Michael Vaughan had allegedly shared TikTok videos featuring his missing persons poster. Sarah Wondra, 35, was charged with failing to report a death over the weekend. Fruitland Police Chief J.D. Huff told KTVB7. Mr. Huff confirmed that the suspect was one of the occupants of a house where police dug up the backyard after receiving a credible tip in the search for Michael, who vanished in July 2021. Again, summer was just the month previous to that, and under incredibly similar situations. But the obviously the parents in the Summer Wells case received a much different level of, how can I say, acceptance to the public than what Michael's parents did. But again, very, very similar situations. But the boy remains missing, and it does still raise a massive, massive question. That is, where is Michael Vaughan? What happened to Michael Vaughan? Was it a trafficking situation? Was he lifted up out of the area because he was seen frequently without adequate protection from those around him? Was there an accident surrounding one of the neighbours? For those of you who had followed this case, you will know that Michael was walking around the area and had been caught on camera. Apparently, he'd been seen almost heading back to his house, rarely close to his house. So it was assumed that he'd gone back into the house, but again, we don't know. We just know that it would later turn out that he vanished off the face of the planet, never to be seen again. And very sad. And then we've got this situation that would seemingly suggest that Michael lost his life, but they drop that kind of a bombshell to say, yeah, we believe Michael Vaughan lost his life. We've got someone who's still currently, Sarah Wanda's still in prison, jail, whatever you call it. She's still there. Some people are completely unsure exactly what she's inside for. I must admit that, taken into consideration where we are in this case now, it beggars belief that someone hasn't been charged with something beyond the not reporting a death. And, if they believe that Michael Vaughan truly lost his life, then why has Idaho or Fruitland police not charged anybody? But again, I could talk about this case for years and years. You'll know, if you've been around the channel long enough, you'll know my thoughts and feelings. But let me know down below. Stacey Wondra on the platform. Are you going to go and check it out? Are you interested in hearing what he has to say? Have you heard what he's been saying? And do you have something to say on that already? Let me know down below. And I will catch you all in video 2 later today. Take care.